you want high quality playmats? That's NobleAsta. Playmats guaranteed to help you win locals. Visit 1000noble.com.
Playmats not actually guaranteed to help you win locals. Look cool, maybe, but not help you win. Not at all. Not even close, but maybe.
Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with Sanji versus Pudding. Turn 1, we get the Nami search off, and not looking forward to this search at the beginning, but we then see not only one of our two cost Sanjis, but two of them. Kind of a bummer to have to send one to the bottom, but happy to pick that up because I didn't have another solid turn 3 play, so I'm okay with that. My opponent starts with 2 Dawn and ends up drawing into we're going to find the One Piece searcher, and he ends up searching his cards and picking up Pudding. Not super pleased with the search. He ends up feeling like Pudding is more valuable to him at this moment. Bottom decks a Big Mom, which is good news for me, bad news for him, but he plays out the Pudding, and there she is. Big Mom finds him once again, so they end up passing turn, and we draw our ace, our double attack ace, and as we set up our Dawn, we know we're gonna play 2-cost Sanji. 2-cost Sanji is so good in this deck. If you're not playing it in your deck, you're probably playing the Whitebeard version of this deck. I just think that this card, the 2-cost Sanji, loses value in a lot of other decks. Like, he's a searchable 2K, which is nice for, a lot of Straw Hat decks, but getting to use him and get that aggression off early game is so good. So we do go ahead and give him a rush, and I am reading it because I am still trying to learn this card. Mesmerized by the beautiful art. Honestly, I love this card so much. I end up swinging 7, and he takes, Pudding already down to 2 life. We have 4. We're sitting pretty good. We did get the 8-cost Spanish Luffy from life. Love that Luffy card in this deck. It's only good in this deck. It's so bad everywhere else. But he ends up swinging 6, ramping with Pudding, and we see we're gonna find the One Piece and the I forgot her name, but she's there. You know her, the 2-cost that lets you put something into life. So honestly, not a bad card. I don't think it's a bad card to run in Pudding. But we end up top decking. What did we top deck? I think it was a Wapple, if I remember. No, I was so wrong. The complete opposite of Wapple. It was Nami. I've tried to record this video like 7 times, but I keep yawning and ruining it. So we swing 5, and they go ahead, drop the 1K to counter out, and I think I'm torn between playing 4-cost Frankie and the 5-cost double attack ace. And I do end up playing double attack ace. I think that's just really good to have on the board. He is a 6K body, so I will have to, my opponent will have to swing leader into him, and I feel like I have enough counter to kind of protect him, and kind of keep that pressure on. So yeah, my opponent does end up using 2 1Ks to get out of that initial attack. So 10 Dawn? No, he's at 8 Dawn. He ends up swinging 5 with lead. I just give him the Nami. At this point in the game, I'm happy with what I have. And he does ramp again. Then drops the Katakuri to ramp again and passes turn. And there's Nami. She loves us, guys, which is great because I love her. But I think this turn's a pretty solid Wapple turn if we want to do Wapple. I think Wapple's really good. If you don't know, Wapple, his minus stays throughout the turn, so that is nice. And yeah, I think I'm just counting my Dawn, kind of trying to see what we want to do. We are at 4 life still, which is really nice because I am expecting big moms to start coming down. So the 5 ends up getting blocked by Viola, and double attack ace. He almost takes it. Actually, he does end up taking it, getting the, we're gonna find the One Piece, and getting a Katakuri, it looks like, off of that, and then taking the Hiyori to his hand. That's her name, Hiyori. And then I end up tapping 6 to play Wapple, putting the Dawn on Wapple to swing, I think, 9 at him, and we end up getting the game. So, a pretty quick game. Honestly, it just, Pudding does struggle with raw aggro. Wow, there's 2 8-cost Luffys. So, Pudding does struggle with raw aggro, and that's kind of what this deck is. I think my opponent also didn't see a lot of what he needed to ramp, and we saw a lot of what we needed. So, we do end up playing another game. So, I think I'll go ahead and cut to the next game. Alright, so here we are for the second game. My opponent ends up going first. I let them decide which turn they wanted, and I think I did. And they took first, dropping them. We're gonna find the One Piece Searcher, which I know Pudding sometimes runs both We're Gonna Find the One Piece and the Pudding. So, I didn't decide to do that, but I don't know. There's some times I think that running We're Gonna Find the One Piece might be better. So, I end up playing down the Nami. And this game I did decide, and I kind of regret it here, but I do end up taking the Sanji, but I did decide to go, like, really aggressive, like, way more aggressive than I'm comfortable doing, but it was fun. I have 2 Sanjis in my hand. I do love that card. I end up tapping one. Do I have another Nami? I do have another Nami. We do another search. Unfortunately, seeing the ace there, kind of a bummer. Or not the ace, excuse me, that's Shanks, my god. And I end up taking the Usopp over the banished Luffy. That's an interesting choice. I do like the Usopp. I only run 2 of them. I think they're kind of like my little spice, if you will say. I think I'm talking to somebody about the leader here. So I will fast forward if it's too long. But the 5,000 power Usopp, it's KO a enemy with 500 power or less, or 5,000 power or less on KO. So ideally, like in this situation, it's taking out Viola, it's taking out most littler bodies. Against a Pudding deck, thinking about it now, I don't know if it's, I think for Viola, sure, but don't know if it was the play. I think Banish Luffy might be better unless I have one in hand. I don't know, I'm a fidgety dude. They end up swinging 5 and I take, and we get that Luffy. I really like that Luffy. Never get to play him out. But they do have the 0-cost event in life as well as an Onami, so I'm like, okay. We end up top decking a 8-cost Shanks. That card is so good. And I'm just trying to figure out what is my best option here. Really giving you guys a good look at my cards here. I like that. Good job, Connor. And I think even though I took that last hit, which I could have countered out of, I think it was just a 5. Was it just a 5? Who knows? I end up swinging 7, and he ends up taking. I wanted to get the 0-cost event out of his life. Didn't want that there. We play Sanji down. We get the our 0-cost event, I think, from our life. And we end up swinging 7. They counter out, and we pass turn. A little hyper aggression there, and taking unnecessarily life. My opponent's already pretty ramped, it looks like. Seeing as I'm at 4 Dawn, they end up dropping the Katakuri, getting like the perfect turn, honestly, the perfect turn. And they swing 6 into Sanji, and I'm like, I don't want to read, I don't want to save that. It's too much. So the Onami, and as you can see, the Conquest of the Sea there. We get another 2K Luffy. A lot of 2Ks in our hands, which is good. It is good. I don't know if it's good enough, but well, it's not good enough because I am making weird choices this game. I am trying to decide what to play. Don't really feel like we have a good option at this point. I don't feel like that I'm hitting that glare perfectly. At this point, I don't feel like Robin's a good option. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I should probably play this Luffy. I think I am. Oh, I remember what happened here. So I end up swinging pretty big on Sanji, and then I realize in order to play the Luffy, and give him rush and like benefit from him, I totally messed this turn up. I messed this turn up bad. So he ends up using Onami to pop Nami, and here I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I messed up. I messed up so bad. So to try and recoup and get some aggression off, I end up playing Sanji, and I'm like 99% sure that was a bad choice. So we swing, I believe, 8. I'm trying to do the math. Yeah. We swing 8 into Sanji, and we've got a decent hand size, or into Sanji, into Pudding, and we go ahead and pass turn. So they are down to 1, and I'm like, okay, I can recover. I'm doing fine. But that's definitely the big blunder of this game. The 10 Mom comes out, they get rid of the Otama. They swing into the Sanji, and they swing 5 into Sanji. I could let him go. But I do decide to keep him. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing a lot of blunders here. This is another reason I like the voiceover commentary. He's then swings 7 into Sanji. Do I really save Sanji? I think I do, man. That is not the choice. Let Sanji go, man. He's done enough. He's done enough. But no, I do go ahead and counter. Dumping a lot of cards. Yeah, okay. Not worth it. I end up passing, or he ends up passing turn, and I get the Frankie off the top of life, or on the top of my deck, which is nice. We do keep the Sanji up, but like, everything has to hit in order for me to kill, I think. Yeah, everything has to hit, including the 5 from my leader, Sanji. Because if I'm gonna buff up my other Sanji, yeah, okay, yeah, no, spending all of that to keep Sanji alive was not the play. I see a lot of mistakes here. I'm sorry, please don't flame me too hard. But we end up playing Wapol. And I think at this point in the game, I'm realizing, like, oh, I really screwed the pooch on this one. But yeah, I think I'm doing math, which is hard. So I do minus the Katakuri in the hopes of I could at least live the Katakuri hit. So I end up swinging the 9 into life. No trigger there. Or actually, we do get a trigger. They end up playing the Miss All Sunday out, which at that point in the game, understandable. And we pass turn. Oh no, we don't pass turn. I thought we did. We swing 5 into Katakuri, which at that point I'm just trying to keep. I'm trying to maybe live another turn, which is not the case. So the Wapol minus does stay on, which is nice. I think it does. Oh no, the minus doesn't stay on. It doesn't really matter too much at this point. Minus doesn't stay on, but Wapol's plus stays on. That's what it is, I'm pretty sure. So they go ahead and poke 5 with lead. Or they poke 5 with Katakuri. I go ahead and do that. Another 5, I do that. 12, and yeah, I'm doing math, and I'm like, oh, but then they decide to swing into what do they decide to swing into? The Wapol. I have to let him go. The 5, and I I'm debating on rad beaming out of this 5. They do end up dropping the 10 mom, knocking the last of my life, and we end up getting another rad beam. So I fold. Should have rad beamed out of that last hit, and then I would have had the shanks. But realistically, I really fumbled that bag. I really fumbled that. My god. Yeah, that was rough. But yeah, first game was really short, so I wanted to post both games. And you know, I think one of the things I like about the channel is going over my losses and being able to see like, oh man, that was a huge blunder. What are you doing, Connor? But anyway, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.